Today on the Commanders Report, we are previewing the Commanders' Week 1 matchup versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, it is going to be held in Tampa. Jayden Daniels' NFL debut. Lots of storylines to cover in this one today. So make sure you guys click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we will be having a live watch party right here on the channel for Week 1 versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you never want to miss any of our coverage here on YouTube, it's all 100% free. Make sure you click that subscribe button right now and join our team. Okay, now let's get into this matchup here. Washington Commanders, it is going to be Jayden Daniels' first game as the starting quarterback of the Burgundy and Gold, going up against last year's NFC South champion, Baker Mayfield, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card round last season, and right now the Buccaneers are favored by 3.5 points. The total over-under is at 42.5. Now, let's start here by taking a look at Tampa Bay and kind of understanding where they come from schematically and how they've gotten better or worse this season. Last year, they were 9-8, NFC South champions. Still, Todd Bowles is the head coach. The offensive scheme is a third-generation West Coast offense run by new offensive play caller Liam Cohen. Their former offensive coordinator and Dave Canales went to become the head coach in Carolina. And then the defensive scheme, they're going to be very much press coverage, lots of man coverage, 3-4 scheme. So they're going to have 2 outside linebackers, 3 interior defensive linemen, and of course their head coach Bowles calls the plays for them. So you take a look at their offensive stats from last season. Nothing really to write home about, if I'm being honest with you. Lots of average on this list. They were top 10 in third down percentage, so at least you can give them that. Didn't turn the ball over a whole ton. But honestly, guys, it was the defense, and particularly the red zone defense, that kept this team in games last year. They gave up quite a few yards per game and per play, 23rd and 22nd respectively. But hey, man, if you're stopping teams and you're forcing teams to kick field goals instead of getting touchdowns like they were at a top 3 level last year in that red zone percentage, that's going to lead to good things for your defense. So this is a very stout unit in the red zone, or at least it was last year. So it's going to be a real challenge for Jayden Daniels in his first NFL action to get this ball into the end zone. So key departures for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year: Dave Canales, their former offensive coordinator, left to become the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. Shaq Barrett, Devin White, and Carlton Davis are a trio of defensive starters that ended up leaving for other teams this year. Then we get to the major additions. You get Liam Cohen in as your offensive coordinator. You draft Graham Barton in the first round, their new center, who has looked fantastic in the preseason, by the way. And then Tyke Smith, one of my favorite overall players in this year's NFL draft class out of Georgia. He's going to be moving all around the formation. He's going to be a chess piece for Todd Bowles to use, and you've definitely got to keep your eye on Tyke Smith heading into this game. So for me personally, guys, I think Tampa Bay pretty much stayed in place this offseason, right? They re-signed Baker Mayfield. They brought back Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, right? They didn't trade either of those pieces. They brought back a lot of their pieces, okay? They didn't have a super flashy draft. I think they pretty much stayed in place because Todd Bowles feels like, with another year of everybody being in the system, Baker Mayfield heading into his second year with the team, they're trying to run it back, and they're trying to win another playoff game and maybe win a couple more this season with what is currently constructed in Tampa Bay. So still to come here on the Commanders Report preview here for Week 1. Keys to victory versus the Buccaneers, my scouting report on Buccaneer quarterback Baker Mayfield, and then my Week 1 score prediction for this football game. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the show to see what my score prediction is. But before we get into the rest of today's preview, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Factor Meals. And with fall right around the corner, fuel up for those awesome, crisp fall weekends with Factor's no prep, no mess meals today. Meet your wellness goals in time for fall thanks to Factor's menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and even Keto. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are this football season, you'll always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you waiting for? With 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons to choose from every week, you'll always have new flavors to explore with Factor. Make your day delicious today from breakfast to dessert and stay fueled with easy, nutritious options. So right now, you can head on over to factormeals.com/commanderschat50 and use code commanderschat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's code commanderschat50 right down there in the bottom of your screen at factormeals.com/commanderschat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month while your subscription is still active. A big shout out to Factor Meals for sponsoring today's edition of the Commanders Report. So now we get to the keys to victory. First one up here, you got to protect up the middle, all right? We all know how disruptive interior pressure can be for any quarterback in the National Football League, but especially rookie quarterbacks like Jayden Daniels playing in his first NFL action. And Tampa Bay has a couple of really, really good pass rushers on the interior. Nose tackle Vita Vea, one of the best overall interior defenders in football. Great run blocker, and he provides upside as a pass rusher as well. And then Kalijah Cansey, their first-round pick out of Pittsburgh 2 years ago, did a really, really good job last year in terms of being a pass rusher, elite quickness from the defensive tackle position. So Nick Allegretti, Tyler Biadasz, and Sam Cosmi better be ready. Honestly, Tampa Bay's edge rush group isn't the best in the world. So right now, if the interior of the Commanders' offensive line can hold up, I think Jayden Daniels is going to have time to throw and hit guys like Terry McLaurin down the field. Then we get to the second key to victory here, which is to get interior pressure. So you have to protect up the middle, and then you have to win the battle at the line of scrimmage up the middle as well. And we all know that you got Jonathan Allen, you got Daron Payne, you got some really good players on the interior for the Commanders. And Tampa Bay, I mean, they're a little bit shaky on the interior. Ben Bredeson last year was 75th out of 79 guards in terms of Pro Football Focus grading. Graham Barton is a rookie playing in his first NFL game. And then Cody Mock freaking stinks, man. 74th out of 79 guards last year. Undersized for a guard. He can be taken advantage of. So, yes, Tampa Bay's bookends there at tackle, Tristan Wirfs and Luke Gedeke, pretty darn good. But where they're vulnerable on the interior is actually where the Commanders' pass rush is best. Look for Joe Witt Jr. and Dan Quinn to look to exploit that with these guys right here. Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne are the guys that are expected to really get things going. Also look for guys like Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner, and Dante Fowler Jr. to get opportunities to blitz up the middle to try to get to Baker Mayfield and get quick pressure up the middle. Then when it comes to the offense, I think that you need more than Terry McLaurin in this football game to win it. Okay, I think that Jayden Daniels is going to have to find his number 2 receiver in this football game. Whether that's Olamide Zaccheaus, whether that's De'Ami Brown, whether that's Noah Brown, we will have to see. But you take a look at the Buccaneers cornerback room right here. Jamel Dean, one of the best man corners in football. He's going to be going up and he's going to be shadowing Terry McLaurin everywhere he goes. That's going to be a tough matchup. However, the other corners in this room are exploitable. Zion McCollum, very talented physically. The Tampa Bay really hoping that he takes a step forward this year, but last year 114th out of 127 NFL corners last year, according to Pro Football Focus grading. And then Christian Itzian is a slot corner who is actually pretty solid. But right now, I think that you can really take advantage of Zion McCollum, and it's going to be interesting to see who the Washington Commanders tab to be that guy to go after him. Will it be Zaccheaus? Will it be Brown? Will it be Noah Brown? It's going to be very interesting to see here what they decide to do, and I do think by the end of this game, we're going to have a good sense if Noah Brown is expected to be this team's number 2 receiver by the end of the year. So we take a look here at my 4th key to victory, hold up on the back end. And what I mean by this is the secondary. And, if we look at Tampa Bay, we all know about their dynamic duo in the wide receiver room. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have been together for a very, very long time. And, the big question is, can the Commanders secondary hold up against these 2 wide receivers? Because you're going to have Emmanuel Forbes, and then you're going to have either Michael Davis or Benjamin St-Juste. Then you'll have Mikey Sainristil in the slot. Really hope that Sainristil can handle Chris Godwin in the slot, because that's usually where he likes to match up. And I'm hoping that either Benjamin St-Juste or Michael Davis can hold up Mike Evans in coverage this weekend. Then we get to my 5th key to victory, which is get in the end zone. We talked about it earlier when we looked at Tampa Bay's trends. Their defense is extremely stingy when it comes to letting opposing offenses into the end zone. All right, so it's a tough nut to crack here, but if you can do that, they're pretty easy to beat. They allow you to move the football up and down the field. It's just they're really, really tough when the red zone is there and the windows tighten up. That's when this defense plays their best ball. So if Jayden Daniels can get this offense into the end zone in this football game, I think Washington will have a really good chance of coming away with the victory. Then we get to the final key to victory, which is Jayden Daniels himself. Maverick needs to handle the heat of his first NFL game. He's going to be playing on the road. It's going to be a full house in Tampa Bay. It's probably going to be really hot. All right, there's going to be a lot of adversity put on Jayden Daniels' shoulders here. And the big question is he going to thrive in this debut, or is he just going to try to get out of this alive, right? So I think that he's got an extremely bright future, and I think that he's going to show us some very, very fun plays in this football game. I can't wait to watch it this Sunday. But make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. If you're ready to see Jayden Daniels, JD5, Maverick, play football for the Washington Commanders this year. I know I am, man. If you're with me on this, make sure you click that thumbs up icon right now. So at the end of the day, I am going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this football game in a close one. However, I do think this game is winnable for the Washington Commanders. I'm going to give Tampa Bay the benefit of the doubt, though, because they do have the established culture. They have the home field advantage. They have a more experienced quarterback. And, I do think that this is a pretty evenly matched matchup in terms of roster, in terms of strengths and weaknesses. So this could go either way. Honestly, Jayden Daniels might be the biggest X factor in this football game as we sit here today. But I do think Tampa Bay will come away with the victory. Close one here, 27-23 to kick off their 2024 campaign, and the Commanders will start 0-1. But now it's your turn. Let me know down there in the comments section. Predict the score of Commanders versus Buccaneers in Week 1. Let me know what you guys are thinking down there in the comments section. Do you agree with me and think the Commanders will lose? Do you think they're going to win? Let me know what you guys think, and let me know your thoughts on the season opener. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button because we have in-depth Commanders videos like this every single day on the channel. Plus, we're going to be going live for just about every single Commanders game this year right here on the channel. So don't miss a moment this year. Click that subscribe button and join our team today.